Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger. So we have here our tips and tricks guide for Lord Yamcha himself. So as always, we'll have a section here breaking down his moveset. However, just to break off from the usual thing, we are going to have a thing here for Fang Fist. It's going to break off into its whole section because we're going to talk about the move and all of its mix-up potentials in one go. So to gloss over it in a special move section, it would be too much, because it deserves its own showcase, so we're going to talk about it there. And on top of that, we're going to talk about some other gimmicks and all that other kind of stuff. And also, if you do have Yamcha on your team, well, honestly, fact is, he's probably on your team for the assists. So we're going to have a little section talking about the assists as well as general game plan and all that kind of stuff. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. So first off, let's talk about our special moves, and once again, the Fang Fist is just going to get its own section, so check the video, there'll be timestamps everywhere. But since we're skipping Fang Fist first, let's just talk about the Gale Claw. So Gale Claw is his semi-Dragon Punch style move here. It's quarter circle back on your attack buttons, and as a move itself, it's kind of combo fodder, but there's a use for it not a lot of people seem to appreciate. And that is this. So, hey, we're flinging ourselves at us in this, right? Now look above my head. You see, oh, it says nice, cool, right? Look above my head. It says more than nice. It says anti-air. And what else says anti-air? Oh, hey, down heavy says anti-air, right? So there is a link there. All these versions of the move have partial aerial invincibility. Doesn't matter if it's a homing dash, doesn't matter if it's like instant air dash heavy, doesn't matter what it is. As long as it came from the air, there is invincibility against air attacks. So I'm going to show you how it works. The light and medium versions have partial invincibility against the air. It does not start on frame 1. So if I were to do this late, I'm going to show you right now. It says I just got counter hit, right? But the EX version specifically does not have this. It cannot be counter hit. It is anti-air immune from frame 1. So if you see someone homing dashing you, even in the air, right? Even if you are in the air and they homing dash at you, you have no fear, as you can easily beat them with the EX version 100 times out of 100, because you cannot be counter hit out of it. Now, it's not necessarily much the same here. Once again, I got counter hit. In the air, for the medium and light versions, you do have to be a bit quicker on the ball. And as long as it's not, on frame 1, you will beat it out. But the EX version, doesn't matter every single time. It is fully immune to aerial attacks, be homing dashes or more. So just kind of keep that a feather in your cap, because not a lot of people seem to realize or appreciate that about the move. That while all three do, the EX version especially just simply works like a Vegeta knee. Vegeta's knee is a full invincible move across the board, sure. But as far as air attacks are concerned, Vegeta is a compatriot of Yamcha's because he can also do it. So once again, say you are in the corner, right, and you got knocked down, the guy's like very prone to do like, oh, I'm just going to do instant air dash heavy or something on you. On wake up, you can actually freely do the EX Gale Claw, and it will work as a move, as a reversal in that situation, as long as the move coming at you is airborne. Our next special move, Yamcha is certainly not the only character to have one of these, but it's the Kamehameha. Now, on paper, it's kind of the worst one, in that the startup is a lot slower than everyone else. Now, granted, this is not a slow move, right? But just compared to, like, your Gokus, your Krillins, your Kid Boos, and all that, it is not a very fast move. And also, you cannot do it in the air. You can only do basic key blasts in the air. But it does have one little bonus the other ones do not, and that has to do with the corner. So, in the corner specifically, you can actually get a follow-up. Now, right here, you see here, the timing is tight, but you can get a follow-up, which means from this mere follow-up, we now got a full combo going on. So that's pretty handy, right? So, yeah, it's not the easiest timing, but practice does make perfect on this one. But yeah, you can actually get a follow-up in the corner with this Kamehameha. Now, all things being equal, is it not the best beam? No, it's certainly not the best beam, but any beam is strictly better than not having a beam, because you mean you just own this whole lateral portion of the screen. So it's never the worst thing to toss out, and he recovers a bit quicker than the rest of everyone else actually too. He's not quite stuck in that animation, so an errant, jump, homing dash or whatever, he is not as prone to getting smacked. Now, right there, of course, you're also not free to it, right? You're not immune in any way, shape, or form, so don't get me wrong. But still, you do recover a bit quicker than the average Joe when it comes to the end of the move, which is part of the reason why you get the combo at the end of it. So it does have longer startup, but still, it also has a bit quicker recovery, so it kind of evens out in my opinion. Now, while not a special move in the truest sense, I do want to talk about his dive kick, and that's just his aerial down heavy. So basically everyone has an aerial down heavy anyways, but him, it happens to be a dive kick. And if you're not familiar with the reference, I suggest look up your Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 3rd Strike, because this and this are very much from a character named Yun. But that said, the one thing about this move here is, like, on its own, it's not very good. Like, the whole concept of dive kicks in Street Fighter doesn't work the same in this game. But you are able to cancel your recovery frames on the ground into the Fang Fist. And any special move, really. So, this is actually a natural combo, as you can see here. Even if I hit high up, it is still a natural combo, and this is a tall character I'm practicing against, just so you can see. And one thing about it, too, even on block, if you do this and light Fang Fist, this is, while not a true block string, because you can jab out of it, it will connect before any physical button can connect before. Now, it's deflectable, especially if it's blocked higher up, but still, it is a thing to keep in mind. So even on block, even though the offensive pressure is not going to necessarily do a big combo, because even if it connects, like, the damage is just going to be scaled awfully bad, as you can see there. But still, it's a really good pressure tool, because it hits from an awkward angle, because, you know, the only real way to hit from an angle like that is just kind of homing dash your way down, right? And this is instant, unlike a homing dash, which kind of has a bit of a startup time. So it's just an interesting little tool in the repertoire. So moving on to his super moves, he only has two. He has one level 1 and one level 3, and they can actually link together, which we'll talk about in a moment. But let's talk about the first level 1 and the only level 1, the Spirit Ball. So by itself, yeah, that's kind of it, right? So what happens here is you actually can control it for up to 6 hits. And that's just me mashing on the button there, but you actually control the angle. So if I want to go like up, back, up, hey, I can do that. And you can control, you have full 8-way directional control, so up, forward, down, like so on and so forth, over the control over the Spirit Ball. So if you want to go forward, back, down, sure, you can do that. And you can do it for beneficial situations, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first, let's now talk about the level 3. So level 3 is the ultimate Fang Fist. And he just charges forward and blasts you, just kind of like any given level 3, honestly. So the one thing about this, besides just the move itself, it's very fast. It travels a great deal of speed forward, so it's pretty prone to catching people. It's certainly not as good as, like, you know, any given level 3 beam super, but what it can do, unlike any given level 3 beam super, is combo directly off the level 1, something like this. So I use my level 1 to go right into my level 3. So there's a multitude of combinations. There's a lot of ways to get to it, like a pattern and all that. Here's the ones I use, and you can feel free to come up with whatever makes it comfortable for you. So if you're mid-screen-ish and you're not directly beside your enemy, what you want to use is Spirit Ball, forward, up, down, forward. Or sorry, well, down, forward towards you. And that'll bring them in. So that pattern works. And there's also a pattern for the corner, so you can keep the corner and not lose it. Away, forward, up, forward, down, and you go right in your level 3, and then it connects. So that lets you do it in the corner, say if you're doing whatever combo, it also keeps it in the corner. So I will also write down the directions here in one of the posts, just in case if you miss this, or you need like a physical, like written notation to see how it works out. But yeah, it just works out that way, and once again, these are not the only notations that work, it just works for me, so if it works for me, it should work for you, and by all means, find out whatever works for you. But yeah, these always leave them close, so say if you choose not to do a level 3, you can still be right on top of them, like an instant air dash, or, you know, whatever have you. But yeah, these are ways you can use your Spirit Ball to go right into your level 3. Alright, so now let's talk Fang Fist. This is basically where his whole game plan is predicated from. As a character, you know, not as an assist bot, as some people seem to like him. But as a character, Fang Fist is where it's at. So, I'll just show you here, this is the light starter, this is the medium starter, and if you are close with the medium starter, hey, you're going to switch sides. It's very nice and tricky, right? And here is the EX version Raw, which is the worst version of all of them, in my opinion. Not to say spinning bar is bad on Wolfang Fist, because we're going to talk about that, because spinning bar is really good on Wolfang Fist. But that particular revision of the move, not so much. You mostly want to concern yourself with the light starter and the medium starters. So once we have the light starter, medium starter, hey, we got follow-ups. So this is light starter. We're going to use that as a base for the moment. This is the light follow-up. This is the medium follow-up. And this is the EX follow-up. So let's just talk about those just for the moment. So the light follow-up is basically just combo time, right? And medium follow-up also is combo time, just so you know too, but it has block application. So, and the EX one here is straight up a launcher, so you can like go forward and like just kind of do whatever from there. It is a launcher, just like, you know, down heavy is, although obviously not as high, but you know, you can get juggle combos from it. So now let's talk about the enders real quick. So we did that. That's our second hit. So what about our third hit? So this is the light hit. And you see here, light hit lets you recover right away. The medium hit, however, is going to be a sliding knockdown and knock you all the way across the ring. And the X version, once again, it's that same launcher we had as before. So now, what comes here is kind of the mix-up machine that is Wolfang Fist. Because if it hits, like, kind of whatever, who cares, right? Like, it hitting is almost beside the point of the move, if that makes any sense. Because if it hits, like, cool, you get your damage. That's neat. That's all well and good. But the point here is Yamcha's mix-ups all are basically, for the most part, all predicated from this. So we're going to set Nappa now to block. Now, before we go any further, I'd actually be remiss if I skipped over this part. There is a little bit more options. That is, you can do this after the first or second part of the chain. So you can back off on first or second parts of the chain. And also, you can go forward and cross up. So now that we got Nappa blocking here, we can introduce this part of the kind of the guessing game. Because if it hits, you don't need to back off. And if it hits, you don't need to cross up. So that's fine, right? Only once they start blocking, that matters. And that is simply hit forward or neutral and your key blast button to cross over, and hit back and key blast to back off. And that makes your move completely safe on block, just so you know. You can basically back off with zero consequence on block strings, and it's pretty handy for them. Now, putting all this together, right? So let's look at something like this. We block up front. Oh, now we gotta block the other side. Real tricky stuff, right? And conversely, hey, block the other side, I'll block over here, and like that kind of stuff. So let's put this all together now. So hey, I'm hitting same side. Awesome. But now, hope you blocked cross up, because that's going to happen. And this is where the power of this guy comes out. And we'll show you how to do that in a second. But now when you switch over and then do your EX button, it does this. Now this actually happened to switch over or not. But it's way faster than either the medium or light Wolfang Fist options. So when you have them blocking Wolfang Fist, cross up and go right into it, and it's awesome. It's kind of safe on block too, just so you know, and because it moves you a fair distance forward. And if they don't block real quick the other side, they're screwed. And so once again here, we can do something like this. We can just do a basic block string, and we can go right into the side switch if we want to, which is all well and good. You know, that's fantastic. Or we can, like, you know, kind of slight delay, then we'll Fang Fist this side once they're scared and like block cross up, then that hits. And then of course we can do this and switch over and block the other side and all that kind of stuff. And now let's look at the application of the medium second chain here, this guy right here. Because this guy actually has a bit of a gap. So if they switch over and try to block the other way, and you know what, I'm just going to tag in my own Yamcha, and we're just going to show you how this works. And now I'm just going to turn on our command history here. So if we block it normally, cool, that's fine, right? Now, oh, here comes that cross up. Oh no, I just got hit. So that's what that little gap there is for. So you can actually deflect it, or if you're mashing like a madman, you could technically mash level 3 through it. But that's just another layer on this constant left-right barrage. And now while we're talking about that here, let's show you this guy here. So how this one works is you do the medium version, and before it hits, you go and hit your heavy button, turning it into an EX, making this one of the fastest charge moves in the game. Like, you miss anything, you're asleep at the wheel or whatever, just boom. This happens, and it happens fast. And not only that, if you delay it a little bit, then it can turn into a side switcher with that medium version of Fang Fist. And that's just raw. So even from like full screen, this has got the range to be a threat from full screen as well, as you can see here. Like the range is absurd. Now Yamcha's damage isn't amazing, but still, this once again here, we'll just kind of start at the start and just break it down. At the start of a combo, start of a block string rather, because if it combos, that's great, whatever, you got your damage. You do this, and you're hitting the same side. You can choose to switch over by hitting forward and key blast, and then do a follow-up from there. Or you can choose to get medium and do a fake out and hit their side switch with a standing medium, because it's a little slow, there's a gap, so if they try to block the other way, you're actually going to hit them. And you can also do that side switch and go right into an EX just for a move that's a little bit quicker than usual side switch. Or hey, you can do this, back off, and then come in again if you didn't believe in your first attack. There's just so many permutations between all these left-right gimmicks, and also now just one way to defend against this. So once again here, we're gonna have our Yamcha here, and we'll just have him record here, and we'll do something like that, right? Maybe it's not the most solid, but you get the idea. So now we're gonna block. And basically any side switching move, you can basically just mash out of it, honestly. And that's another thing that keeps the forward staying same side medium, second part of the record, really good. It's because if you're just smashing buttons, it's going to beat it because there's the gap. So once again here, now we're going to try to mash to try to anticipate that side switch, and then we got blasted. So against someone who gets too used to your side switches, just wants to hit you out of it, let alone try to block it, then this is a double layer punish that the medium can do it. And once again, the medium, it's not necessarily the most, awesome thing to be on block because it's negative in front of their face, but you can just back off again, right? So this is, you have so many building blocks between that, the side switch, the full screen massive launches, side switch into the follow-up here for the EX, and the fake follow-ups, and then you can just just stop and just dragon rush them too. Once you're worried about so many of these layers happening right here, you can just go and revert to really basic stuff. Like this in essence right here, and I don't know if I'm rambling at this point, but this is basically the Yamcha blender, because all his options for mix-ups basically come from here. Yamcha is a low damage character, but he has above average options to open up an enemy solo, no assists needed, so this is very handy for him. So now let's just talk about a fun gimmick here, and it has to do with his auto combo. So his auto combo is just like many, he can do whatever, like, oh, it's blocked, then hey, let's go into our Fang Fist mix-up we just talked about, right? But one thing that's kind of unique about this here is it kind of is its own self-serving mix-up, because as you just saw right there, you can tag people in while it's still happening, making that tag safe as all day. Like the move is still happening after the tag-in actually even connects on block. So this auto combo, like you see here, it's almost even its own built-in mix-up. So not only if you do this, and say you want to tag out Yamcha because he has a lot of blue health or something, not only is that completely safe, you now have a new tagged-in character who is full health, or well, at least hopefully full health, right? But yeah, you have Yamcha just covering their ingress just so easily that not only after they bounce off, they still have to block the last kick of Yamcha, and you can kind of just go for whatevs after this. Like you can even do mix up, right? I just air dash, right? So after that, then depending on your character, because some characters are better than others in this regard, but like then you have to guess like immediate overhead. And that's kind of nuts. Like other characters don't allow for this. Like any character, you can tag off the auto combo or any light or whatever, right? It's not the property itself is not the unique that is to Yamcha. It's just the fact that since his move lasts so long for an auto combo, you're locked down, and the other guy gets to tag in and do whatever. So be it mix-ups, be it save Yamcha's behind because he has a lot of health to recover. There's just so many ways to really make a lot of use of this. For certain characters that have really long range air normals, like they don't even have to air dash in, they can just kind of attack right off the bat. So it's just a really handy tactic to know, especially if you want to put Yamcha on your team. Now, let's talk about Yamcha in the reason kinda a lot of people are picking Yamcha. And if you are having Yamcha on your team, this is probably part of the reason why Yamcha's on your team to begin with. And that's not Yamcha as the man, but Yamcha as the assist. So, Yamcha's assist is easily one of the best in the game. I've always said this for the game since the game launched. And as of recent events, as of the time of me making this, so who knows if you're watching this like a year from now, but as of recent events, it was kind of, you know, proven to the public, hey, Yamcha's assist is really, 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 really good. So let's just talk about why it's good. First up here, before anything else, so it's basically the fastest lockdown assist in the game. There are other assists in the game that hold people in a fair bit of block stun, but none of them come out fast like Yamcha. Yamcha just comes out the quickest. So it's a good block stun assist, so I can go do like, you know, oh cool, whatever, then do like whatever mix up, you know, like that's already well and good, you know, I go high-low or whatever, because it holds you in place long enough that I can really think about what my mix-up's going to be. On top of that, it's also just a really good combo assist, so like I can do this here, hey, it holds you in place a long time, right? So if I want to do any basic combo stuff, like it's gonna hold you in place. So its usage is just amazing. Be it you know, block stun, be it recombos, it really kind of just does everything. But now let's talk about one of the real showstopper reasons the assist is good. That's been kind of recently highlighted, and that's using it after a homing dash. So the reason this is good, like on top of, you know, homing dash is safe on block. Maybe you're not in the best position after, but it's still safe on block. But if you call his assist right when it connects, what's going to happen is this. One, the block stun continues. So, you know, they're still locked down, meaning then we can just keep going on, and we can do that, just mix up stuff we just talked about a second ago. And two, say it actually connects, right? Well, in this situation, well, then Yamcha's still going to hold him in place for you because it starts up so fast, and then you can kind of just do whatever combo you're choosing at that point. So not only does it make a safe move safer, it potentially turns a safe move on block into your offensive opportunity on block, and if it hits, it's still going to help keep him in place, and then you can just go for whatever offensive option you can dream up. So it's a super basic tactic just on paper, right? Just when homing dash connect, call Yamcha, and the best case is always going to be applicable to you. On block, sure, whatever. Go for whatever the next mix-up you have in mind is. On hit, sure, full combo time. Yeah, and the combo will scale a bit, sure, but still, its usage in this particular scenario is off the chart. Definitely more useful than basically any other assist in this particular specific scenario, because it doesn't push back too much. It starts so fast, so you can call it exactly when it hits, block or not. And its usage is just really good. Now, once again, just going beyond that, just going back to the basics, really good. Multi-hitting move too, and the few rare applicable situations where there will be armor, like say against Broly, this can break armor, just so you know. But yeah, just the speed of it coming out, the multi-hitting, the long block stun, the long hit stun if it connects, because then you can just follow up and do whatever. The move is just eminently useful and absolutely hands down one of the best assists in the game. So now let's just talk about his general game plan. Yamcha, he's definitely usually going to be the last guy in your team, probably. One, you know, obviously make use of the fantastic assist. And two, he's not amazing up front. I'm not going to say he's strictly bad, but he's certainly not amazing. And due to his low damage, he absolutely has to hit you more times than the average character to finally down someone. But let's just talk about the general game plan here. So yeah, he's got the beam. Don't rely on it too much, because once again, he has high startup, so it's going to be rare just going to raw catch someone on the ground. But he does have a decent hitbox in his jump medium. So if you can catch people on the air, like say someone's jumping a lot, you know, doing whatever kind of stuff, it's not the worst idea to do something like this. You can just try to catch them in the air, and then you can try and just get that kind of follow-up, right? His biggest strengths here, let's just talk about this. So if you're not aware, so his stand heavy here has the big backflip and follows up. So say you manage to get someone to block string, and we'll talk about the mix-up stuff in a second here. But say you get someone to block string, and you got them prone to hit buttons. One, if they hit any kind of button, this will make them with their button, and you'll crank them in the face right afterwards. But the best thing about this move is it's actually advantage on block. So just to show you kind of a hard test of this, we'll tag in our enemy Yamcha. We'll record it. And here, now what happens here, actually we'll record it, and then we'll hold up. That's better. And now, just look at this both jump. hey, the Yamcha on the other side who did the move is jumping first, meaning he has recovered first. So, if I hit a button at the same time he's going to hit a button, and I'm mashing all my buttons here, and he's just going to beat me dead to rights because he actually gets to go first because it's his turn on block now, because this move is advantage on block, and advantage on block moves period are very rare in this game, and let alone an advantage on block normal move. So this is a fantastic thing to help keep it your turn. Now, that's all well and good, but let's talk about, honestly, it's kind of stupid, but it's still a really good thing, so you can't discount it. We talked about how the beam's slow, and but you know what's not slow? This thing. This will hit before you have time to mentally react one way or the other, block or not, right? So once again, that's our cross-up Wolfang Fist, and we're canceling the exact startup into the EX version of Wolfang Fist, so it looks like this. So, raw one of these guys, man, if you were committed to anything on the ground, you're gonna get smacked. And once again here, this is the launcher, you can kind of go forward and get your combo, your juggle, and just go from there. So that's pretty handy. And once again, if you're looking for Wolfang Fist mix-ups, you can also do it like a left-right mix-up kind of thing. But yeah, the move raw, if you are not basically airborne, you may be able to block it if you're already blocking it, but you're not going to stop it. This move also has a very impressive hitbox and just crushes whatever's in this way. So you got to learn the trick. You have to hit the medium version, then hit the EX or the heavy button right away, but not at the same time. Do this trick just so you know. And it's a really good way just to bully around. Once again, this move's pretty safe on block. It's kind of dependent on how long the enemy's buttons are. And if they have kind of like a short range move or whatever, then you're pretty safe. But still, fantastic nevertheless. So Yamcha, honestly, he has a great mix-up game. It's one of the best in the game, actually. But just his approach is not amazing. Like, yeah, he can fling himself at you. Probably even a little bit better than the average character. But that's still just the one approach. His neutral is not amazing. The basic key blast is not much. The Kamehameha is not one of the better beams. Still better than not having one, absolutely. But yeah, he's got to get in there and then make you block and then mix you up and then, get the combo from there. And then he's got to spend more bar, to get a basic combo. Because that's a 4-bar combo there, right? And the thing is, the damage is going to be not good. His damage output is pretty low. So his mix-ups are strong, but you're going to basically have to get like one full combo more than the other guy just to down a character. And that concludes our video. So hopefully it wasn't too rambly there. I know I went on and on in the Wolfang Fist section. But yeah, it's just because it's such a multi-layered mix-up. And there's a lot of ways, bait people into making the wrong choice. Like, oh, you want to block the other side? Cool. Then you get hit same side. But then when you stop blocking the other side is when this happens. And all that kind of fun stuff. So, Yamcha's a can opener. He can definitely mix people up and open up people without any assists better than pretty much just about anyone. But that comes the caveat of his lower than average damage, which sucks. But it is what it is. And he can only really come at you. He's got no... this is not his only tool. But still, Yamcha's alright. If he's on your team, there's no bones about it. He's on the team for the assist, right? First and foremost. It's a fantastic assist, so don't feel too bad about it. He's not the best up front, but he's certainly not crippled up front. It's going to take him a bit longer to KO a character than most. But still, that's pretty alright, and he's fun, so that's what's most important in the end. But anyways, that concludes this video, so thank you very much for watching. I hope this video found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.